We're going to head to the Chase Center press conference introducing the Warriors rookies on 95.7 The Game.
Levy Jr., Brandin Podziemski, the number 19 overall selection of the Warriors out of Santa Clara, and Trayce Jackson Davis, number 57 overall selection, traded from Washington in the draft. So we'd like to introduce our guests as well. Joining Brandin here today in the front row is his mother, Barbara, his dad, John, stepfather, Greg West, coach Antonio Curro, and agent Bill Duffy, along with Chris Gilbert and Ession Magatha. And then joining Trayce today is his agent in the front row, Max Lipset. So we'd like to take some of your questions in a little bit, but first, Mike, let's start with your breakdown of Brandin and Trayce. Obviously, a couple of guys you really liked. What did you like about these guys when you scouted them, and how do you see them fitting into what you see going on here with Golden State?
Yeah, I think, first of all, we're really excited to have these guys, add them into the mix for us. So felt like coming out last night, just a really successful evening. As far as these guys go, I think we're talking about two really productive college players that have a proven track record in terms of what they've done, and to bring that into the mix for us is something that we value. You talk about their competitiveness, their skill level, and just most importantly, their character. They're good guys. We've met with them. We've interviewed them. We've watched film with them, worked them out. I mean, you guys went through the gauntlet, and they survived it. And we've just been really impressed with them in this evaluation process the last couple of weeks and throughout their college careers, where we felt like they'd be great fits for the Warrior program.
Brandin, welcome back to the Bay. You played your last year college ball at Santa Clara, not too far away, just an hour south of here. What's it like for you to be able to stay in the Bay Area?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. A lot of friends back here that texted me last night that are super happy that I get to stay, so they come watch me play. And my family loves it out here. So it's almost like a second home already.
And Trayce, you played at a very storied school in Indiana, and just, with all the great players that come through there, you're all-time leading rebounder, all-time leading shot blocker, number 3 all-time in scoring. I mean, when you think about your college career, what does being able to accomplish all that at such a blue blood program mean to you?
For me, it's really just all the time and work that I put in, just working on my game, and then having a coach like Coach Woodson come in and his NBA experience and just helping me be the best player that I can possibly be. And so it's a blessing to leave my small mark on that program, and I really enjoyed my 4 years there.
We'd like to open it up to questions. We have Mike with a mic to pass to you guys. Just raise your hand, and we'll get your question.
Hi, Trayce. Warrior fans really enjoyed seeing your tweet last night. Just curious as to what were your thoughts behind that, and just, why do you believe so firmly in what you can be able to do?
I think the biggest thing for me is I always play with a chip on my shoulder. Even coming out of high school, going to a school like Indiana, a lot of people doubted my abilities. And then after 4 years, what I was able to accomplish there was above and beyond what everyone thought. And so it's the next step in my journey, and I know I'm going to have to work, and it's going to be hard. But at the same time, I believe in my abilities, and let God handle the rest. But I'm ready to work. And so kind of last night, just watching teams and picks just going and kind of get into the end, just basically said I'm fired up and I'm ready to go, honestly.
Hey, what's up, Brandon? Welcome to the Bay, man. When you think about your own game and the way this Warriors team prefers to play, do you kind of see it as like a perfect marriage between like program and player? Yeah, 100%. I think I'm a basketball player that knows how to pass, dribble, and shoot. Which is like embodiment of the Warriors program. I think I'm a pretty smart basketball player, and the Warriors have a lot of smart basketball players as well. So I just think it's a perfect fit both ways.
Brandin, Trayce, for both of y'all, Jason Dumas, Crown Force Sports. As you guys go through this process and you're talking to so many teams and you're getting info from your agents and from coaches, GMs, you don't know what to believe, I guess, sometimes. Did you guys have any inkling that the Warriors organization was really interested in y'all and you could actually end up here when you were going through the process?
Yeah, I think I worked out for them a couple weeks ago, and it was probably my best experience through the pre-draft process. And, it just felt like a family. I feel like in our interview with Mike and the rest of the staff, it felt like more of a conversation than an interrogation. And, I always just thought it'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah, same way. I kind of had them at the beginning of the draft process. We did an interview in Chicago, then they came and watched me in LA, and then I came out the day after and worked out for them in this facility. And so we built a very, very strong relationship. And obviously it doesn't help that Mike's brother is my agent as well. And so that's always a good thing.
Mike, I actually wanted to follow up with the pre-draft process. You brought in close to 40 guys to work out. What did you like about the workouts with Trayce and with Brandin that stood out to you? And how much did that help your decision in selecting these guys?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think for the most part, we evaluate these guys over the whole course of their career. So it's not about one specific workout, but both of them, first and foremost, their willingness to come in this day and age. We get a lot of calls from agents, and there's a lack of willingness to come in and compete. And these guys had no problem with that. They came in, they played well, they performed. And honestly, I don't really even remember how well they shot the ball or what they did exactly. I just remember them as like the personalities and the people they were. And so I think just having that sense of what we're getting as a player and a person really kind of put it over the top. And, fortunately, both these guys were there when we were able to pick.
Willard and Dib standing by. We're listening to the introductory press conference after the Warriors draft. Mike Dunleavy with draft picks Brandin Podziemski and Trayce Jackson-Davis.
You guys have had. What do you think of the way that this team works with and develops younger players, and what do they have put in place here, whether it be the coaching staff, the players who are already in this franchise will help develop your game and bring you guys along?
For me personally, I just think for me and Trayce, I think it's all about being a sponge from day one. Obviously, a lot of veterans on the team that have been through it, a lot of championships. Coach Kerr's won 9 of them. So it's just a lot of veteran leadership that will help guys like me and Trayce. And, you want to win the championship now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just piggybacking off what he said, just being a sponge and being able to absorb all the knowledge that these veterans have. And they like to play in space, and me and him both like to pass the ball. And we're very unselfish players. And so I think it's going to be a great fit for both of us.
Trayce, given your dad's history in the NBA, what has he been able to pass on to you about playing next to great shooters?
The biggest thing that he's told me about this process is and the future is just being consistent, finding a routine and going in and every day and just working your hardest. And that's going to help you get to where you want to be. He played 15, 16 years in the league, and he said the biggest thing that he got out of it was always being consistent. So that's the biggest thing that he's passed on to me.
Hey, Brandon, Dalton Johnson, NBC Sports Bay Area. How were you able to break out so much last season after transferring to Santa Clara, and where do you see your game expanding in the NBA game with the Warriors?
Yeah, I think it was all about opportunity and confidence that my coaches gave me. I think I was the same player I was at Illinois. It was just in a different light because of the opportunity. But, going forward, I get to play alongside the 2 best shooters in the world. So I can't wait. Like he said, just being a sponge and adapting to everything.
Hey, Trayce, Damon Bruce, WIUS, Bloomington. It is really good to see you out here. And obviously, you have that NBA family DNA in you. You also played for a college coach who's got NBA DNA all over him. What did Mike Woodson tell you to really prepare you for this moment, the first month of your career, and what it's supposed to be like and how it's supposed to feel for you?
He said, enjoy it. You only get to go through this process one time. And so, he said, be in the best shape of your life. But other than that, just go out there and compete. And he knows I'm a competitor, and I'm going to play my hardest every time I'm out there on the court.
Hey, what's up, Trayce? CJ Holmes, San Francisco Chronicle. Sorry, I didn't say that first time. But Mike was telling us yesterday that one thing he was really impressed by you was how your passing really developed over your, last couple of years in college. What do you attribute to that, and how important is that, when evaluating where this team likes to play and being a big man in the system?
Yeah, I just think I credit that to Coach Woodson and just myself for watching film, how defenses guard, and my teammates, honestly. But at the end of the day, I just think it shows that even being older, there's still areas of my game that I can improve on. And just because I'm an older player coming out doesn't mean that I can't unlock new things that I can do on the court.
Brandon, 8.8 over here to your right here, 8.8 rebounds a game. How does a guard do that? And can you get anything close to that in the NBA, you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think a few seasons, I think I'm a triple-double guy in the NBA. Like I said, I like to fill the box score in every which way possible. But in terms for being a point guard, I think, getting the rebound just makes it easier for your team just to get out and run instead of having to outlet the ball. But, I go every time, and obviously some of them are going to come fall right in your arms.
Is that just the mindset, or you're determined to go get how just practically, how are you getting so many rebounds?
Yeah, I think you go every time, and it's just the want to get the ball, and then just from watching people shoot, how the ball bounces, all that kind of stuff plays into it. But it's ultimately how bad you want to go get it.
For both of you, how would you just describe the whirlwind of the last 24 hours?
It was crazy. I think about 15 hours ago, I was sitting there waiting for my name to get called, and then getting about 3 hours of sleep and hopping on a plane and coming out here. But it's been a blessing and a great experience.
Yeah, for me, obviously I was in agreement with my family, and it was once in a lifetime experience, and just so blessed to hear my name called quite early in the draft. But yeah, it was a great night. Celebrated with my family, my agency, and then hopped on a plane from New York and came out here.
While we get the next question set up, Brandon, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned in one of your interviews that fellow Bronco turned first rounder Jalen Williams was instrumental in helping you come to Santa Clara, transferring from Illinois. I was just curious, what's your relationship like with one of the best rookies in the NBA last year in Jalen Williams, and what role did he play in helping you decide on Santa Clara?
Yeah, I mean, our relationship's really good through this whole process. We kind of both started in the same situation, him just a year ago. And, any question I ever had about the process, could be little, could be big, I just turned to him, and, he's really good about communicating with me. So super thankful to have that. But then, going to Santa Clara from a Big Ten school, just seeing what he did, and that kind of boosted my confidence that if he could do it, I could do it too. And, here we are a year later.
Now, Trayce, over here, Trayce. You seem like a really mild-mannered guy, right? But after watching your highlights, I noticed that you don't necessarily treat the rim so kindly. So I think I asked Jonathan Kaminga this question a couple seasons back. But when attacking the rim, where do you channel that aggression?
I think it's just how I am. Just having a switch, and when you're in between the lines, I feel like I'm a different person. I'm a competitor, and so just try to attack and just rip the rim off. Honestly, it's the biggest thing for me.
Willard and Dibs standing by. We'll start momentarily. This is the introductory Warriors press conference of their two new draft picks, Brandin Podziemski and Trayce Jackson-Davis.
To the Warriors before you came here that, were able to get some intel or ask about the organization?
Both of us. I haven't really. I saw that Steph followed me on Instagram, so that was really cool. But other than that, not really. But I can't wait to meet him, and can't wait to get started with the process.
Yeah, same for me. Steph and Kavan followed me last night, so that was pretty cool.
Quick follow-up there, Mike. You actually, if my basketball reference researching is correct, you played half a season with Dale Davis on the Golden State Warriors. I'm curious what it was like playing with Trayce's dad. What do you remember of that experience?
Oh, you're really dating me here. That was a long time ago. But actually, my dad coached him, and I played with him here at the Warriors. So it was a short stint, but Dale's a great guy, great teammate, and it's amazing the way this league comes full circle. So here we are today, and having the opportunity to draft his son is pretty neat.
Brandon, as a guy who likes to stuff the stat sheet and sees himself as a triple-double guy down the road, who do you try to mold your game after, and why those guys?
Yeah, I picked up basketball 7 years ago, and my favorite player was Manu Ginobili. And just seeing the way he plays and, his mentality towards things and how he's a winner, it's definitely someone I model my game after.
Got any other questions? I'll go ahead and ask one. Trayce, you mentioned kind of the impact that Mike Woodson had on you. Your first couple of years you played under Archie Miller, and I know coaching changes at the college level, they can be an adjustment. What was that adjustment like for you, and what did you learn from both of those guys?
Yeah, they both brought different values They both coached a different way. Coach Woodson was more of a talker and explainer, and Coach Miller liked to yell, which I think honestly I feel like I'm really coachable. So either of those ways are good with me. But honestly, just learning new things, just coming into college and having Coach Miller start me as a freshman and being able to play through mistakes was huge. And then Coach Woodson letting me bring the ball up and down the court, make passes, and start expanding my game, I thought was huge. And so I definitely got key things from both of them.